Yeah. Okay. Right. I do really hope that the questioners, yeah, those who ask these questions, will get the idea that it is
Mm,
actually the role of parents and also society, yeah, to provide kind of the importance of the heritage
yeah.
language so they can get back to their identity. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the second question from Miss Agustina Lestari. So she asked, do you think parents of second and the third generations of immigrants should teach their children or grandchildren their origin of language and culture? Or the children only need to know the language used in the country they live in? And how do you think it will affect their self-identity?
So first of all, learning the language or have the knowledge of language is a benefit for them. So if they can speak two languages, if they are bilinguals, then it's a benefit for them. So I think if it's possible, then parents should put extra effort to teach their children the language HL or the heritage cultures. It's for their own goods. It's not the choice, I think. But in some cases, circumstances doesn't allow them to give a proper education or proper teaching. That's why we need the assistance from the society. So the society can lessen the burden of the parents. That's my answer for this question. And again, from my experience, I met a lot of second or third generation Asian Americans from China or from Japanese. They are born in the States and they are they are Americans. They haven't been to China and they haven't been to Japan. But I met some of them. They are very frustrated when they are asked quite often, where are you from? Then they always say, I'm from America. Then the white people, the American people, again, ask them, I mean, where are you from originally? So they say, oh, I'm from China, or I'm from Japan, or maybe I'm from Vietnam or Korea. Sometimes they are asked, where did you learn English? So they said, I was born in the States. I was educated in the States like you. That's why English is my mother tongue. So they hear this kind of question quite often. So whenever they face this kind of situations, they are very frustrated. So when they are grown up, when they have graduated from the school, at some point they realized that, do I have to learn my HL again? Because everybody thinks I'm not American. So who am I? Am I really Chinese or am I really Japanese? Because I don't speak any Japanese and Chinese. So I see a lot of them going to the language school again to start learning their HL. So I think it's better for them to start or maintain the HL when they are young. And also the parents should teach them their HL when they are young, even though it takes time and even though it's very difficult to teach them. So, of course, they have to spend a lot of time studying English, and also they have to spend a lot of time in studying at school for their formal education. But somehow they can make the effort. They should put an effort in maintaining or learning the HL. So I saw a lot of them going to the language school again when they are grown up. And also, like language, the second or third generation also. So yeah, even though they belong to the third generation, they always have this kind of lack of confidence in their identity. Okay, so sometimes they ask their parents, okay, are we really American or are we Chinese? How can we define ourselves when somebody asks us? So that is the question I hear quite often in the immigrant family in the community. So I think it's better, even though you have lived in America for the whole life, and your family also have lived in America as an American citizen. I think it's better to keep or maintain the HL and spend some time in teaching HL to their children.
Okay, nice, Yoanna.
At some point of their age, they always have this question: who am I?
Yeah,
that's from my observation.
Okay. Yeah, well, it sounds like the novel that you are investigating reflecting the reality that you confront in the real life. Yeah.
Yeah. So he's also I think he says that the author says that this is not an autobiography, but he has the insight from the immigrant community, and then he put it into his words.
Okay, nice perspective, I guess.
Yeah,
because mostly with it, as I feel that when the people are really, addicted to learn a new language, they try to form a new identity, like the dominant language. Many people are, getting assimilated and then really proud of it, while the fact they will come to the situation where they got a problem in what you have already stated already. They feel anxiety, they feel unaccepted, whether by home society or even by their the new environment that they live in.
So I think the language link us as similar, but also language separate us as different. So that's why the language is an issue.
Okay. All right. Well, one more question, I guess. Okay. So it's from Ramli. That he stated that, do you think globalization will be a threat for the rated language? In Indonesia, when family may have two difficult local languages to communicate while using English, need exposure, especially when they are in globalized environment.
Yeah, so I don't think it's really a threat, because I think it's an individual issue, because if they really want to keep their culture or keep their tradition, then they will try to learn it. But yeah, I observed that in Indonesia, you speak two languages, Bahasa and also some Japanese like this, right? And also in the school, you have to use English. You have to study English, so it's like three languages at in one place. But I don't think it's a threat, because and also in language wise, there is social or political or economic dynamics, I think. For example, even though there is an official language, but sometimes the minority language functions as a dominant language. For example, in Morocco, the Arabic is an official language, but in Morocco, speaking French is a key to success. So if you speak French, then you give them an impression that you are educated. Okay, so they have two different local languages, but they still so they have to keep their Arabic. So they should not forget, or they should not lose their Arabic language, but at the same time they use French as a supplementary. So I think in Indonesia, I think it's a benefit for them. I think if you speak two languages and then again you learn English at school, then you speak three languages, and I think it's a good benefit for them. And also, it's in globalization, speaking languages is an advantage, right? So it's not a threat, but it's a benefit or advantage for the individuals.
Yeah, it's quite clear that today's many people are possessing the multilingual identity. So they accept that they having modern languages is okay. This is kind of what you said already. Yeah.
Yeah,
We
because
cannot
in
write.
Korea we only speak one language, but
Mm.
I see many Indonesians, they switch from Java, the Javanese to Bahasa freely. So I was very surprised. So I think it's a very unique feature of, I think, in for Indonesian society, I think.
Mhm. Okay.
So yeah, so I think it's that. I think, but the Japanese is. Do you call it Japanese? Yeah, I think
Japanese.
Japanese is a very precious language, right?
Yeah. Yes.
So even though
Many.
in
Yeah.
globalization, yeah, you still can
Mhm.
speak. Even in Google, there is a Japanese translation. So it means that Japanese is acknowledged as one of the global languages, right? So
Mm.
why don't you keep it and maintain it?
Great.
So
Great.
yeah, so it's not a threat; it's a benefit for all the Indonesians.
Mhm. Okay.
Mhm.
So we still have the time actually, but because of there's another agenda to run on. I'm really sorry
Mhm.
that this discussion is just over at this
Yeah.
occasion.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yes. Yeah. Really sorry for the participant who would like to ask a question. So when I have
Mm.
another occasion, maybe next occasions.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, okay. Thank you, Yoanna, yeah, for the very great, insightful session. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Thank you
and
for
let me.
inviting me, and then I really appreciate your assistance
Okay.
with all this operation.
Okay. Yeah. Really happy with that.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah. Have
Ladies
a
and
nice
gentlemen.
weekend.
Well, nice weekend. Ladies and gentlemen, we finally come to the end of this plenary session at the last day. Well, thank you very much, Pak Yoanna, for the every insightful presentation and discussion. We do hope we can meet you again in a different occasion with the different topics, of course. Well, thank you all presenters, participants, for your attention and active participation. I will offer hand to the Ms. Raisa's message ceremony. Thank you so much and see you again. Have a great day.
Yeah. Okay.